Roblox.
Roblox called?
No.
To prep for this video, I made sure I put on the right attire because this seems very fitting for a video on quote-unquote old Roblox. Now, I don't know what really classifies as old Roblox. Some say before 2010, before 2012, before 2014, before 2016, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to consider old Roblox anything before 2015, as that's around the year when people actually started really getting into the game. Now, this isn't a video of me necessarily saying that new Roblox is amazing. There are certainly issues, and there are a lot of things that old Roblox did better. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you some of the things I think old Roblox did better. Old Roblox had forums, and if you didn't know, the forums were basically a way for people to talk about random things. I used to often go on the forums and troll people, like calling myself out. Like that user that I called out is actually me, and I'm friends with the account, so even minus this trolling, it was just generally a good time, you know. I just had fun. And it was nice because it actually did help if you had issues, like for example if you were a trader and you wanted to talk about limiteds and discuss with people, you could go to Let's Make a Deal. If you wanted to just mess with people, you could go to Off Topic and just talk about random stuff. But honestly, I think that the forums were actually a good part of Roblox. Even though the moderation was kind of iffy, it was definitely something that will never be the same unless it's official again. I think another thing we also all miss is tickets, or ticks. I think they were very useful and they were very good because back then you used to be able to sell and buy shirts for only 1 Robux or 1 ticket. So every day you could get 10 tickets and you could just buy like 10 shirts and pants every day, and it was a really good deal. And I know everyone waited that 5 days just to save up for the 50 Robux to buy the shaggy hair. Tickets were removed because people were making tick bots or just making accounts that would exploit the fact that you could get 10 tickets every day and the fact that you would get 1 ticket for every place visit. So you used to get 1 ticket for every place visit, so people would just have bots join their games and have those bots also claim the tickets that they could then turn into Robux. And as you know, with the Roblox community growing, you can't really have thousands and thousands of people botting because then that'll just absolutely shatter the economy. But given that this video is supposed to be a critique, I'm not necessarily going to be positive all too long. So as much as we like to critique UGC for a lot of the bad things that are popping up and happening, we all have to admit that UGC is actually really good. Obviously there's going to be bad stuff that pops up, but the fact that pretty much everything now exists and that the hair isn't shit, like let's really think here. The Roblox hairs are not that good, like objectively, especially older Roblox hairs. Like if you were a girl, right, this type of hair was pretty much the only hair you could wear that didn't look like absolute shit. And as a dude, you were even more screwed because you were pretty much stuck between shaggy, beautiful hair, Equinox or whatever, charmer hair, like normal boy hair. This does not look good. That looks like shit. The old Roblox hairs really did not give you that much choices, like stylish purple hair. I have this. Before UGC, we were kind of stuck with hairs that looked like this, which were kind of mediocre if you really think about it. And this is kind of a more recent hair. This isn't even like an actual old hair. We were stuck with hairs like this, and though this doesn't really look awful, you could see every pixel and you could see the polygons. It's not that impressive. What we have now is actually very creative, and you pretty much have every style. Like Roblox did not have pretty much any black people hair, so if you wanted dreads or something, you pretty much were out of luck. And while yes, we often use the trope of infinite games but no games for Roblox, Roblox does really have unlimited games. And though it was similar back then, the actual creativity and effort put into modern games is astoundingly better. And the front page, yes, while it's filled with a lot of big games, and newer games probably don't have as good of a shot of getting on the front page, don't forget that Roblox had sex games on the front page very often before 2014. Particularly in 2013, I can remember a lot of sex games managing to get on the front page. And people do not realize how pay to win having Builders Club was. You know how we take advantage of the fact that you can join 100 groups no matter what? Guess what? You had to pay for Outrageous Builders Club just to get that. If you didn't have Builders Club, you could only join 5 groups. That is absolutely atrocious. You also could only have one place on. So if you wanted to actually have multiple games, you had to pay for that. To create groups, you also had to pay for that. You still have to pay for it for 100 Robux, but you had to be a Builders Club member and pay the 100 Robux just to make a group. There were also Builders Club only places, which means you were limited to what games you could play if you didn't have Builders Club. You couldn't create badges for your games. You couldn't create personal servers. These are all benefits that people without Builders Club or Premium can do now. But you were limited to doing these things without Builders Club. The game was pretty much infinitely worse if you didn't give Roblox even more money. And while yes, there are a lot of incentives to pay for Robux now, a lot of these things you don't need to pay a monthly membership for anymore. And last but not least, let's talk about the fact that Roblox's security when it comes to accounts has gotten way better. With the addition of things like Authenticator app and two-factor authentication and stuff like that, it pretty much makes password guessing accounts a lot more difficult. With older accounts, you pretty much relied on your password, and as you can see, this account is clearly password guessed. They changed the name. There's pretty much no badges. Here there's a last egg, and then you just go like a page down, and then you're getting like jailbreak badges, which means there's like at least a 10-year gap between when this account was made and when they got badges to only the second page. It's kind of suspicious. Yeah, let's just talk about the fact that Roblox's security has gotten a lot better when it comes to making your account a lot less accessible, because even if you have someone's password, you can't get into their account if they have 2FA on. But back then, if they had your password, you were screwed. So what we can learn today is pretty much that you can say that old Roblox was nostalgic, but I don't necessarily think you could say it was better. It was better in a lot of aspects, but if you really think about it in the long run, there are a lot of things that just makes newer Roblox generally better and more playable. There are a lot more amenities that just make the game a lot less annoying, makes it a little bit more accessible, like the ability to play it on pretty much every device now. And while yes, it has its issues like moderation, I wouldn't make that weed out the fact that modern Roblox generally just has the ball rolling in its modern times more so than it did back then. Anyways, I think that's all I needed to say. If you have anything to critique what I said or your own opinions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. I probably won't read them.